up? It's Joshua. Do you want a positive God jarring story, or you want like I'll tell you a story about the Bible? You want I'm gonna tell you a story. Since I'm about to go complete. As you walk through the shadow of valley, that I was more than 2.5 years ago. Right, I still had some money left. I had $20,000 in the bank still. Got to take my house, whatever, my car. And he took my car. Story about how, whatever. But I had this money, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go buy another car. So I went and I bought this $16,000 Mercedes. I had it was gonna leave me $4,000. I went and I paid cash. Bought right off the lot. This Mercedes. I got this Mercedes, right? And I'm hesitant. I'm on my way to California. I started driving to California. I don't know why I started driving there. Oh, I'm on my way there. And I pull over in Barstow. And this message comes to me. And the message is, a year from now, you're going to wish you started today. I didn't really know what that meant. I was like, you're going to wish you started today. Which was telling me to go to California. So I go to California, right? I got this Mercedes. I'm doing I'm an insane guy. I'm doing 120, and this is a badass Mercedes that I bought, right? Good guy, right? But anyway, I'm going to LA, but I end up turning off the road, whatever. I end up down in San Diego, right? Well, I didn't know how important San Diego. I ended up down in San Diego. And this is I was telling the story the other day about the guy who said, where's the best place in San Diego? And I kind of told him the story, not the Mercedes part. So I end up down in San Diego, right? And I roll up on the beaches of San Diego. I'm not completely desolate at this point. All my money's not gone. I'm still hopeful and whatever. And I pull it, and it's Point Break, but there's all these fires going on. And I get out of the car, and I walk out to the beach, right? And the waves rolling in. It's dark, and it's midnight. Pacific Ocean. You ever been to the Pacific? Go to the Pacific Ocean. Go in the Pacific Ocean and go just a little bit out, I don't even know, 5 feet into it. And when the wave comes up in shore, it'll pull you out. This Pacific Ocean. So I'm sitting there, it's dark out, stars out. I didn't even know I was getting into where we were going. And I'm looking out, at this vast void out in the Pacific Ocean. And God says to me, he says, look at this. There are things in the bottom of that ocean that man hasn't even discovered. That I make happen every day. Eat, sleep. May not even know what's down there. Make it work every day. Don't think I got you? Think about that. Look at this ocean. You know what I mean? There's stuff down there you guys don't even know about. I make work. You don't think I got you handled? You don't think I got your back? You don't think I can take care of you? I didn't even know it. And then I ended up pulling up to California. I had the car for 4 days. I get up to California. Right? I'm in LA. And I'm going to leave LA. And then all of a sudden, everything's coordinated to stop me from leaving LA. I'm driving. This is a real true story, man. I've seen stuff that'll bend your mind, man. I'm driving, right, and there's this train tracks. Right? I'm out by USC, right, 37th and Santa Fe. I I know this for a fact, right? But I'm back from that. And I go and I turn around. I go and I turn on this train track corner. And the next thing I know, I wake up. My car is perfectly set on the train tracks at 37th and Santa Fe. Somebody had hit me from behind. I didn't know, and I'm just sitting there, and the cops are right there. And they took my car, and I was like, I thought they were going to kill me because there was like all this other stuff going on. He jumped me. He jumped not just me, my car. Bam! Put it right there. And the reason why is it significant is because as I walk through the shadow of death, because I'm going back to Albuquerque, because Las Vegas is Santa Fe. But it's at 37th and Santa Fe. 37th Santa Fe. And I was supposed to complete it last year, but I went back into Las Vegas to check my mail. But then I deciphered like the whole Jesus Christ thing, so it was God's plan. And I was supposed to, like, when I went, because as I walked through the shadow of the Valley of Death, because it's Death Valley, the shadow of the Valley of Death is Death Valley. As the sun rises and sets over Death Valley, right, the shadow goes this way and that way, right? It goes this way and that way. So as I walked through the shadow of the Valley of Death, would be everything around Death Valley, and that's what I was doing. I went to Utah. I went to Grand Junction. I went into Oakland. I went down the coast. I was in San Diego. I had to get to Phoenix, right? And then when I get to Albuquerque, I completed. But before I got to Albuquerque, because me and Gabriel had it out, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of right? Gabriel showed up and was like, I'm going to Albuquerque, and I didn't trust Gabriel at that time. I'm like these are real stories, man. I'm like not like making up some story like Gabriel showed up, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Gabriel. He's like, well, I'm going to Albuquerque. I'm like, yeah, give me a ride. And he's like, and he looks at me, he goes, wait, you want? I'm like, well, we had it out. Like, there's a couple other stuff going. When I was in Phoenix, like Zoomy and whatever. I was like, well, if you're going to Albuquerque, because I don't trust you, Gabriel. I don't trust you at this point. I'm going back into Las Vegas. I'm gonna check my mail, and then I got stuck in Las Vegas, and that's when I started. That's when I first realized that Jesus wasn't real. I didn't know it up until that point, and stuff had been going on for a long time. And when I made that point that I left Phoenix, there was a lot of stuff going on, and I went back up into Vegas. I didn't even know that was going to happen. I really didn't. I didn't know. Like the whole time, like God was like walking me through, had me walking. I didn't know He was gonna be like, you want to know? Guess what? Jesus isn't real. Jesus isn't real. And it started out as a slow trip, and He had walked me through so many things. Like He walked me backwards through it. That, like, because I was trying to make sense of the story, and I was trying to make it make sense to me, that when the one thing popped, I was like, and then the whole thing just, I was like, this stuff isn't real. Anyway, that's not really the point of the story. Jesus Christ.